Yes, we are live for the decider in the desert. We are doing something a bit different today. I'm actually doing a dual stream, so you'll be able to pick up the stream on the shorts feed as well, but it is a limited stream. You do not get all the graphics. So if you are watching on the short stream, make sure you jump over to the main stream. For some reason, the short stream is not working. Why is that? Let's see. Hey, Lyjan. Hey, Sema. Sorry, I'm just trying to work out why my short stream is not streaming. Give me 2 seconds. That one's live. This one is not. Bear me 2 seconds. Copy. Server. Okay, is that... Do we have stream? No. No idea why. The short stream. I wonder. Yeah. Well, we've got one stream up. Unfortunately, the short stream, I have no idea why. No idea why that's not working. But we've got our main stream. That's the main thing, Sema. We've got the main stream. Yeah, which I was trying to get my short stream to be broadcasting at the same time, and it's the first time I've tried it. I have no idea why it's not. I am terrible at working out technology, but we were in the right place. At least we're all together on the mainstream. I honestly don't know why I can't get my shorts feed working. I'm sure I followed all the instructions. Honestly don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, maybe it's this. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's this. Maybe I can do it here. Wait me 2 seconds. Don't worry. We've got plenty of time for me to mess around with this. Hang on. Maybe it's this. Okay. Has that worked? Check, check. Are we live? Are we live? Oh, sorry about that. No, it's still not working. No idea. No idea why we have not got the short stream working. But we have got the main stream. I might just have to, I'll just delete the other one. I think. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't think we have it. No. Okay. Check, check. Okay. I'm ditching it. Ditching it. I thought we'd have the short stream as well for people to watch on the shorts as well as the live, but no, it's not going to work. So I'm sticking with what we've got. Yeah, I'm going to delete that short stream so it is not confusing. But that is something, that's an upgrade for the future. It's going to delete that one. Delete. So there's no confusion. Okay, back to normal. We have everything. Yes, Emma. Yes, Legend. Max Verstappen. Right, we're all getting excited now. We've got everything we need. We're good. Short stream deleted. I don't know why I could not get. I mean, to be fair, I was a bit ambitious, thinking we'll be able to have dual streams going out for the first time. And yes, Emma, we hit 4K overnight. 4,000 subscribers. And what a day it is today. I'm very, very excited, actually. It's Oscar Piastri got the chance of becoming the first ever Australian world champion. We're all at it today. We've hit 4K, 4,000 subscribers on F1 GRANDSTAND in just 4 months, which is brilliant. So pleased. We've got everything working. We're all good for today's stream. Everyone can relax. We're nice and early. We've got 20 minutes before the main Grand Prix. And are we going to see team orders? That's the big question. Just clean my glasses. Are we going to, yes, Emma, are we going to see team orders today from McLaren? The truth is, probably. They will roll out team orders during the Grand Prix if necessary. And that could mean Oscar Piastri sitting in P2, Lando Norris in P4, Max in P1. And then they say, Oscar, give up your podium, drop down 2 places, and allow Max to win. Yeah, I know, Lige, and that's what I think. I mean, I was trying to work it out this morning. I thought I'd set it up right, set up a little screen, got the stream key, did all of that, put it into OBS, which is the streaming software that everybody uses, and then I thought it would automatically just work. And that was, so my test was at the same time basically as we've done now, and it didn't work. I don't know why. I haven't got time to solve it right now, but it's definitely going to be one for the future, because I think it will help people find the channel, because that's the hardest thing on YouTube, right? You're a new channel, people just got to find us, find our little community, and then get involved, and I think shorts will help doing that. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll try and fix that for other lives. But yes, but today, do you know what? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Today, it's all about the decider in the desert. I'm very excited about it. And now I've deleted the other stream. Hopefully everyone will know, if they were clicking on that stream, waiting for it to start, that they are actually in the right place. So Ollie Behrman looks pretty chilled. That Haas was pretty good, wasn't it? The Haas was looking very good. Yeah, Ollie and Espen Ocon was good. We'll go through the grid. Go. So, qualifying grid. We've got, obviously, mighty Max Verstappen qualifying P1. I knew Max would do this, though. I always knew Max would do his job. And I think McLaren are the big question mark today. They've just made so many bad decisions throughout this season. Las Vegas, obvious one. Running the ride heights too low. But you got Max Verstappen P1. Lando Norris P2. The dirty side of the track. Actually, I would rather be Oscar Piastri here than Lando Norris, because Lando's on the clean side of the track. And he's allowed to be aggressive into that first corner as long as he doesn't touch. So Lando's on the dirty side of the track. So I'm expecting Oscar to be attacking Lando first corner, lap 1. Then we've got George Russell P4, Charles Leclerc P5. What a performance really in that Ferrari. Had no right being that high up the grid, if I'm honest. Fernando Alonso P6. He's on the 3rd row. What a performance from Lando. From Fernando. Then we've got Gabriel Bortoleto with an incredible qualifying performance to put in P7. Unbelievable result. Esteban Ocon as well, one of his best qualifying performances this season, outperforming Ollie Behrman. He's up in P8. Isaac Hadjar, P9. Yuki Tsunoda, P10. Close enough to affect the race, especially if he starts on the hards. He could definitely have an effect. Then you got Ollie Behrman, P11. Carlos Sainz, the fastest of the two Williams, in P12. Liam Lawson down in P13. Kimi Antonelli, bit of a disastrous situation for him. Mercedes releasing him too early. Crashed into the side of Yuki Tsunoda in free practice 3. Kimi Antonelli just not having a good time of it. Couldn't string a lap together in Q2. Lance Stroll P15. Lewis Hamilton out in Q1 for the 3rd Grand Prix on the trot, which is devastating for him. He's you could tell by his interview after qualifying that he's just had enough of 2025. Alexander Albon P17. Not a great result for him in the Williams. I was hoping maybe Williams would do better here. Nico Hulkenberg, he'll be disappointed with P18 when Gabriel Bortoletto's up in P7. And then you've got the two Alpines at the back. Pierre Gasly, P19. Still 0.4 faster than Franco Colapinto, who's P20. It's what you'd expect really from the Alpines. However, Pierre Gasly in Qatar showed some pace. So that's your grid. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. So I'm going to get the chat. Hey Gemma, sorry. Hey Gemma, I think you were at the other stream, the shorts feed stream, which isn't actually working. So I don't know why. Not sure why, but we'll work it out. We'll work it out for another time. So yes, glad you're all with me. Legend, Sema, Gemma, this is it. Getting to the business end, as I like to say, of this 2025 season. Max Verstappen looks so chilled. Seeing him on the telly right now. He just looks like super relaxed. I mean, he should be really, because most of the winners here in Abu Dhabi have won from pole. Oh, Gemma's working till 2 p.m. No. No way. You might just get the last 10 minutes. It's going to be a good one. You want to watch... Oh, you are seeing your dad later. That's good news, Gemma. That's good. The start of this Grand Prix, if you just don't want to miss it. I know, Sema, you're so right. So Max is looking chilled as anything. He's just going into this Grand Prix with, I've won 4. Another one will be nice. He can just absolutely risk it for a biscuit. He can just go for it, flat out. And I think if Max gets away clean, which I have no doubt he will, I actually think the ones to watch are the 2 McLarens. They're going to be side by side into the first corner. Who do I think will win? Max. I think Max will win the race. Who do I think will win the championship? I think that the safe money's on Lando. The safe money's on Lando. Lando's got the best chance because he's got Oscar there, who will need to follow team orders if needed to help Lando win the World Driver Championship. But who do I think will win the race? I think Max will do his job. That's all Max can do. He can play his part in his title challenge, and that is qualify pole. He's done that. And win the race. And I think he'll do that. The rest is in the hands of the Formula One gods, and whether McLaren F up, really. Are McLaren going to have a nightmare? Yeah, I know. Gemma's looking forward to next season. Her favourite, Valtteri Bottas on the grid for the Cadillac team. I mean, the lap times for Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, there was half a tenth between them in qualifying. I mean, they are matching each other for pace. Will Lando get the EBGBs? He's got it all to play for. He's got it all to lose, really. He's in first place going into this race. So 12-point lead on Max, 16-point lead on Oscar. The pressure on Lando will be significantly more than the pressure on Max and Oscar. Yeah, but 26 is going to be a great season, guys. It is going to be a great season. Yeah, it's going to be a... You know what? Let's get there first, though, because there's just so much drama to come before 2026. Today, the one thing I guarantee is there is going to be drama. Will there be FIA involvement to try and manufacture a result? Who knows, right? I mean, we've seen it before. You know, I know there's a few viewers, a few subscribers who think that the FIA will be fettling in this Grand Prix to try and influence a result, to create a show. Who knows? But I think Fernando Alonso is an interesting one today. You know, to be up there in P6 in the Aston Martin, he just wants to hold on to that position if he can. If he finishes P6, he'll be delighted. Could he affect those midfield teams? Yeah, of course we could. Yeah, Elijah saying, yeah, we don't want FIA involvement. I agree. We do not want them trying to manufacture excitement within this Grand Prix. I think the excitement's going to be there anyway. I mean, you know, you've got 3 drivers fighting it out, 2 of them from the same team. Max Verstappen, who always brings drama. You know, other drivers that can throw a spanner in the works. You got George Russell within touching distance of podiums. That P1 lap from Max in Q3 was crazy. I think he'll gap Lando. I think he'll gap Lando as well, Summer. I think Max will get away clean. I back Max for the start of the Grand Prix. He'll get away clean air, and I think he will just leave a wake of craziness behind him. If all cars get round turn 1 cleanly, without a touch, an incident, I will be surprised. Truthfully. It's everyone who has got nothing to lose. Well, you got, you know, Charles Leclerc, P5. They're all going to go for the gap. They don't care who wins the World Drivers' Championship. They're racing for themselves. And if there's a gap, they'll go for it. %, Legend. I am sure there'll be some incident. You know, lap 1, turn 1 is going to... I mean, look at last year. Max and Piastri touched first corner, first lap, which allowed... Hey, the Wooden. So hyped for the start of it. Yes, it's all about the start of the Wooden. Let's go. But remember what happened last year? We had contact between Max and Oscar, which allowed Lando to go off and win the race. We could see this. We could see this with the 2 McLaren cars. Adrenaline's going to be high. You know, everyone's going to be pushing for an advantage on that first lap, because this race, lap 1 is going to be key. The first few laps are going to be key. Are we going to see Charles Leclerc getting a good start, putting a move on Lando Norris? You know, Piastri on the clean side of the track could quite easily pass Lando going into the first corner. Lando's on the dirty side of the track and there's nothing he can do about it. He's going to be under attack. You know, he's got Leclerc behind him. George Russell to the left. Yeah, it's going to be... I think the Wood, and I think George will get involved. I can't see George not going for the gap. He said he's going to treat it like any other race. He's going to be as aggressive as he normally is. He's not going to... Like George Russell said in his interview yesterday, I don't really care who wins the World Drivers' Championship. I'm going to race how I always race. If there's a gap, I'm going to go for it. And then you got wild cards like Fernando Alonso. If he sees a gap, he's going to go for it. Yes, Emma, you're right. Leclerc's performance in qualifying is remarkable. But he's consistently done that this season. Leclerc in qualifying managed to extract like one really outstanding lap in that Ferrari. Has been brilliant. So yeah, it's all to play for. And will those mistakes from the McLaren team come back to haunt them? Could we see a situation where McLaren have thrown the Drivers' Championship away? Yeah, Christian will sign Charles Leclerc when he joins Aston. Do you know what? Christian Horner, I think, would love to have Leclerc at any team that he was responsible for. And we know Aston Martin want Leclerc, that they would sign Leclerc tomorrow if they'll sign papers. I mean, that they've actively been pursuing him. I mean, that would probably seal Fernando Alonso's fate with Aston Martin anyway. Oh, just 5 minutes, baby. 5 minutes till lights go out. Oh, let's go. Do smash a like on the video if you're watching. It does make a big difference to the success of the channel and the stream. Do it before you forget. If you're watching, you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do so. Subscribe, then you can get involved in the chat. And if you are watching, do say hello in the chat. Say where you're watching from. You get all the data. Let me take you on the screen. You'll get all of the drivers, what laps they're on, what tyres they're on, their sector 1, 2, and 3 deltas, the fastest lap they have done, and of course their current lap time, plus the gaps between all of the cars. So that's the data you will be receiving when we go live. You've obviously got a little track here which tells you which cars are out on track, and we can discuss the action together. You're in the right place. The perfect companion to your Formula One Grand Prix viewing. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Let's go. I wonder if Lando Norris is sat in his car going, I mean, I think Norris is going to feel it more than anybody. I really do. Max will be chilled. And I do think Max is going to, I mean, I'll be very surprised if Max doesn't get away cleanly. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. Oh, look at it. The Yas Marina circuit. Gorgeous, isn't it? I love the way that I love tracks that go past marinas. It's so cool. Yes, Tim. Carnage at turn 1. Tim, 100%. Like we're 3 minutes away from seeing it, but I couldn't agree more. I think lap 1, turn 1's gonna be exciting to say the least. I mean, I think we're going to see some funky strategies as well. I think Fernando Alonso, we might see him start on the hards. He was doing that long run on the hards in FP3, collecting data. It wouldn't surprise me if he's got some sort of one-stop strategy in mind. I mean, Gabriel Bortoleto, he's a bit of a wild card, isn't he? He's on the 4th row of the grid. Just watching the grid lineup now on TV, George. Oh, is it, Tim? Congratulations. Do you know what? I'm not a massive cricket fan, you know. Football, yeah, I'm a Manchester United fan for my sins. Painfully. No, do you know what? They wouldn't. I've got a lot of friends that do love going to the cricket and do follow the cricket. But Formula One, number 1. Football, number 2. I like the boxing as well. I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I do enjoy it when it's on. Legend loves the cricket. Loves the cricket. I bet any of the Americans who are watching, though, they don't get cricket. They do not get cricket at all. They just think it's the weirdest game ever. They got baseball. And to be fair, baseball is quite an exciting game, I think. But it reminds me of rounders, obviously, that we used to play in school. The British version. Yeah, not quite as good. Okay. Engines on. They're clearing the grid. Tyre warmers coming off. Teams leaving the grid. They're running off now. Tyre warmers are all coming off. Oh, Martin Brundle is Martin Brundle's talking about what we're talking about. Talking about the fact that Red Bull have got 4 cars on the grid, basically. How Racing Bulls could play a part. Maybe they will. I mean, there's so much stuff that can happen during this race that can affect the outcome. But you have joined us at the right time if you just followed the stream. Cars out on formation lap. You do not want to miss this. So, Piastri starting on the hard tyre, going for a longer first stint. Alonso starting on the medium. Surprising. After that long run he was doing on the hard tyre yesterday. Tsunoda, we knew it. Yuki Tsunoda starting on the hard tyre. Of course he's doing that. Taking that longer stint. So when the McLarens come in for their pit stop from the mediums, well, Lando comes in, Yuki Tsunoda will be out on track, probably with track position able to affect the McLarens. Ah, you can see the strategy in front of you. Whoever you want to win, it is still an exciting time. Everyone looks no silly incidents whilst warming their tyres up. Oof. Oh, nerves. Lining up now. Oh, come on. I mean, I actually think Norris has got the disadvantage here, qualifying P2. He's on the dirty side of the track. And if this affects his start, he could be in real trouble. He could be real trouble lap one. He could. I'm expecting Max to get away cleanly. I'm expecting Oscar Piastri to get a reasonable start, although Oscar is on the hard tyre. Oh, Piastri going to jump off the line. I hope not. He can't do that again. God, it's Baku all over again. You never know. Good morning, Jaman. Welcome to the chat. You made it just in time for the lap one. They're forming that they are to finish the formation lap, lining up on the grid. Let's go. This is good timing, Jaman. This is it. Okay. So have McLaren got the tape out on the pit wall? So Lando, hey, yeah, Tim, get ready. This is it. Has McLaren got the tape out on the pit wall to line up against? Okay, green flag's been waved. 7 a.m. for Jaman. Lights are up. Lights out. Let's go. Great start. Max gets away clean. Covers Lando Norris. Piastri clean. All three drivers get away clean. Piastri in third. Norris in second. Max. Charles Leclerc got past George Russell into fourth place. It's a clean start. George Russell trying to put a move on Leclerc right now. George Russell, is he going to make it stick? He's gone down the outside of Leclerc. No. He's still on the outside. Oh, it's Alonso. It's not Russell. It's Alonso attacking Charles Leclerc. Piastri's putting a move on Norris on the outside. What a move! Can he make it stick? Piastri goes through the outside of Lando Norris. What a move! That was an incredible move by Oscar Piastri. And the McLaren held. Unbelievable. That's Piastri up to second. And now Lando Norris under pressure from Charles Leclerc. Wow. What a move from Oscar Piastri. Unbelievably, Alonso is all over the gearbox of Leclerc. Wow. That's some massive balls from Oscar Piastri. The guy, I mean, wow. The balls on that guy. It's taking Lando Norris on the outside, wheel to wheel. I mean, that was unbelievable. Piastri has come to play. Let's go. And Leclerc is all over the gearbox. And don't forget, Oscar Piastri is on the hard tyre. He's on the slower tyre. He can do a longer stint. Yes. I mean, yeah. I mean, Tim, the ball's on the guy. Oscar Piastri. Fantastic. He's 1.2 seconds behind Verstappen. 1.5 seconds behind Verstappen. Verstappen's obviously got the clean air. I'm expecting Verstappen to stay out of trouble. I mean, Alonso attacking Leclerc as well. I mean, but can Leclerc put any pressure on Lando Norris? Yeah, Shaitan. Crucial overtake by Piastri, but what a move. Absolutely incredible balls. I mean, he's on the hard tyre as well. He should be on the slower tyre, the less grippy tyre. Jaman, so this I'm 1 minute ahead of your 3 different F1 feeds. How's that? How have we got such good data? You might want to do, if you pause the feed and slow it down, Jimam. Martin Brundle is crying a little at the moment. Yeah. I mean, unbelievable. So, George Russell on the gearbox of Alonso. So, let's see how it's shaking out. So, we've seen George Russell drop 2 places. Lando Norris drop 1 place. Antonelli's dropped 3 places. Hamilton's up 3 places to P13. Hilbert, yeah, George Russell just came under attack at the start. Alonso and Leclerc both passed him, went past him in the lap 1, turn 1. And then Alonso's been attacking Leclerc ever since. Yeah, it was all happened at the start, Hilbert. But Hamilton, big mover up 3 places. Lawson up 2 places to P11. Leclerc looks like he is actually gaining ground on Norris. Okay, Russell puts the move on Alonso, takes P5 back. But Leclerc is in DRS of Lando Norris, and he's trying to put the move on him, but Leclerc within DRS. Hamilton's up another place, gone past Ollie Behrman, up into P12. And now Behrman takes a place back from Hamilton. Lewis on the soft. So that's why Lewis on the soft. I mean, Leclerc. So, team radio from Norris basically saying we're happy with this. Plan A, as in stay out of trouble. I think plan A will be for Norris. Stay out of trouble. Don't let the Ferrari pass, and you win the World Championship. I mean, if Norris finishes P3, he wins it. Just watching the start. Max actually didn't have the greatest of starts, but he just closed the door on Lando. And he bunched up the entire field, which allowed Oscar to literally be all over the gearbox. And that's what caused Russell to lose 2 places. I think Max did that, absolutely did that on purpose. The bunching up of the field by Max was actually a very good move. Sensible. Puts Lando under all of the pressure. Yeah, I don't know whether Max did that on purpose. It wasn't his fastest start, but he did manage to bunch up the entire field behind, putting Lando under an obscene amount of pressure and actually costing George Russell 2 places. So George Russell did actually wheel span off the line, which allowed Leclerc and Alonso past. Yeah, it was just a bad start from Russell. It was a wheel spin on the line, off the line. Ha! Semmer's getting excited. Max Verstappen. Yeah, I mean, he's looking good at the moment. Silbert says Russell could have really threatened Norris. I don't have much faith in Ferrari to do it. Good thing Lando did a poor start and lose place, as I hoped. I mean, George Russell, you're right. If he didn't wheel spin off the line, it could be very different. But this move from Oscar Piastri, round the outside, incredible. Gorgeous move from Oscar Piastri. Yes, a masterclass from Max all weekend. You know, he can't do much more than... And he's pulled out a 2-second lead over Piastri. But you got to remember, Piastri is on the hard tyre. He's on the slower tyre. So on the team radio for Verstappen, saying basically save your tyres. Give yourself the option to have a longer run on these mediums. Yeah, Lando will be pissed off. You're right, Sam. Lando will be gutted after that move. So apparently is there incidents. FIA stewards, turn 7 incident involving Hamilton and Albon reviewed. No further investigation. So, no penalties being awarded at the moment. I mean, Leclerc is within DRS striking range of Norris. I mean, Leclerc can affect this. If he can find some pace in this Ferrari, I mean, he is all over the gearbox of Lando right now. I see Piastri's on hard as opposed to mediums. I hope it works in his favour to stay there and keep Norris in constant fear to be pushed off podium places. Exactly, Hilbert. I think Piastri on the hards could play into his advantage here. He'll be able to stay out, do a longer run, jump on the softs, for fresh softs towards the end of the race. So as it stands, Verstappen P1, Piastri P2, Norris P3. Norris wins the World Driver Championship. But anything can happen. Leclerc will upset Lando, Legend says. I mean, look at him. He's all over the gearbox. He's within 4 tenths. So Leclerc's going to get another DRS moment on the straight here. Because Lando's in Piastri's dirty air and it's obviously affecting his lap times, which is meaning Leclerc is able to stay within DRS of him. Yeah, why is Hulk pitting so Hulk's going on to... He's going to go on to the hards and go to the end. Maybe Hamilton will do the same. Maybe that's his strategy. Early pit from the softs, get on the hards all the way to the end. There we go. I mentioned it. Hamilton coming into pit right now from on the softs. So yeah, it might work in Hamilton's favour. This, I don't think he'll win the race, but you know, it could be the difference of scoring some points or not. You've got to try something different when you're that far back. So Piastri is the exact opposite. Go long on the hards as long as he can, and maybe do the last 8, 9, 10 laps on the softs on fresh rubber. I know, Tim. You know what? Imagine if, Leclerc puts a move on Lando and he can't make it stick. There's contact. Changes everything. So apparently Verstappen's front tyres are graining already. Piastri within 2 seconds of Verstappen, but remember, Verstappen's on the mediums, Piastri's on the hards. Norris pulling out a bit more of a gap to Leclerc now, over 1 second. I mean, Alonso keeping pace there. He wants that P6, but Bortoleto only 6 tenths behind Alonso. So that battle for 6th and 7th is going to get juicy. Jaman says Lando is playing for 3rd place. He doesn't care about anything else. I think you're right. I think Lando. I always find playing defensively though, like, you know, going for 3rd is risky. They just asked Zach Brown, were you surprised by Piastri passing Norris? And he said no. Yeah, you were. Yes, you were, Zach Brown. You were you had twitchy bum moment when Oscar Piastri went round the outside of Lando Norris. There's no way Zach Brown wasn't surprised. 100% he was surprised. Total bullshit. Nobody thought that was going to happen. Piastri's on the hard tyre for a start. Yeah, Hilbert. Like, if you are... I always find that people that play defensively go for that 3rd spot. I find that the universe does not reward you for that. You know, I think you need to go for the... I think he really should be going for the win. Yeah. I agree with Tim and Hilbert. I just don't think it just never seems to work out when people play for the minimum, right? I just need to get 3rd. I'll drive for 3rd. I just feel that it never works out that way. So many things could go wrong. You know, you could get a Leclerc Norris tussle, contact, even a puncture. Imagine if Leclerc's going for the move and, you know, clips his front wing on Norris's wheel, gets a puncture, right? Anything can happen. The best form of defense is attack, right? Tim says McLaren pit wall look nervous. They sound nervous. Zach Brown saying that he was not surprised by Piastri's move. Total bollocks. I don't believe that for a second. There's no way you expected Piastri to go around the outside of Norris when Norris is on the faster tyre. So, but Norris is pulling out a little bit of a gap over Leclerc. 1.2 seconds now. Russell, 2.8 seconds now behind Leclerc. So really, it's Leclerc that could affect Norris here. Yeah, that's right, Jaman. They won't put anywhere near close to each other, but there could be a situation where, I mean, if they give Piastri a slow pit stop, for instance, or they allow Norris to effectively undercut, it could be that, do you know what they wouldn't if that's the case? Because if Max Verstappen's tyres are graining already, like it's just been reported, maybe Norris is protecting his tyres, going to do a longer run on the mediums. And maybe McLaren could artificially swap Piastri and switch the order of Piastri and Norris. And then Piastri, you know, I don't know. There's options here. There's many ways this could play out. It all depends on what pace Piastri can keep up on these hard tyres and for how long. I mean, in theory, Piastri could go to lap 48. He could go for a super long run on the hard and then just do a quick dash. Norris is saying his graining is picking up on Norris's tyre. So where would we see Norris coming in for a pit stop? Midway point? Hilbert says if he switches to attack, it generates pressure on Piastri and Max. The pressure will do big stuff if Norris hasn't given up and trying to go P2, P1. Yeah, Shaitan. Yeah, the excitement's building. And what I would really like to see is that Ferrari of Leclerc challenging Norris a little bit more. He's dropped down to 1.5, 1.7 seconds behind Norris now. Yeah, so the medium tyre pit window, lap 20 to lap 26. I mean, there could be movement through undercuts for Norris, maybe, if they decide to move him ahead of Piastri. Yeah, I think she's done as well. I think as well, like George Russell losing 2 places. I mean, Piastri's within 1.5 seconds of Verstappen. Verstappen is not pulling out a huge gap over Piastri. And don't forget, Piastri will be out on track ahead of Verstappen when Verstappen comes in, because his pit window is going to come in the next 5 laps. Yeah, I agree, Shaitan. Alonso's still got it for me. He's still capable. Well, this is going to be interesting. What'll be interesting to see what Piastri can do in the clean air when Verstappen comes into pit. He's in. Russell's come into the pits to go for an undercut on Alonso. So this is an interesting move by George Russell, attempting the undercut. He had Leclerc was a second and a half ahead of George Russell. Yeah, Shaitan. I mean, Piastri is looking good on the hards. So George Russell did manage to get out in front of Hamilton. I mean, he's got a fair bit of traffic in front of him. He needs to get past Colapinto. Antonelli will probably allow him past, actually. Team orders. But has George's early pit stop, will that trigger Leclerc to come in? Bortoletto pitting. So George Russell on the hards. Yeah, the wooden says Alonso is an all-time great. He is. It's shocking to me how he's not won more world championships. Brilliant driver. Brilliant driver. I mean, still to be able to do it as well at 44 is unbelievable. So Norris pulled out a 2.2 second gap now between him and Leclerc. This is good news for Norris. Yeah, Hilbert, that will happen. Yuki holding up McLaren after pitting. Yuki's out on the hard, so Yuki will obviously have track position over Norris. Piastri's on the hard, so it depends when his pit window is. Norris. Good pit stop for Norris, 2.1 seconds. Is he going to get out in front of Russell is the question. Where did he come out? Oh, Norris has come out behind Kimi Antonelli. So Piastri is going to go super long on these hards. Super long. I mean, this is terrible for Lando. Lando's at the back of a DRS train of Antonelli, Sainz, Stroll, Lawson. Wow, this is bad news. This is going to slow Lando down. Great news for Piastri. Because Piastri's going long, he'll be able to... Verstappen's coming up to his pit window. Piastri out in the clean air on the hards, and he can do at least another... I mean, in theory, he could do 20 laps. Yeah, I mean, this actually... Yeah, I mean, this actually is shaping up... This is not a given. So Norris is out on the hards. But Norris is making moves. He's past Kimi Antonelli. Kimi Antonelli fighting back, though. Norris up to 7th now. That was good for Norris. He made short work of that midfield DRS train. He's carving his way through it. Norris is doing well here. Yes, Hilbert. Yeah, Norris is on the hards, so he can go to the end. Lando going to do one pit stop, which is done. I suppose he'll stay on hards. Yeah, that's right, Hilbert. He's going to go to the end here. And actually, the way he's carved through that midfield, he's done. It's good work from Lando actually. Oh, Lando Norris, what a move on Lawson. What a move. And Stroll, 2 for 1. Norris up to P5. What's going to happen? But he's coming up behind Yuki Tsunoda. So Norris hunting down Yuki Tsunoda. This could get interesting. Could we see an incident between Yuki Tsunoda? Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing, Jaman. Could you imagine if Yuki just takes him off the track? Yeah, Hilbert. He needs to do what Sergio Perez did in 2021. We need to see a bit of. He needs to channel a little bit of Perez here. Yuki kamikaze from Hilbert. I mean, could you imagine if he just took Lando straight out? I mean, if I was Red Bull, I'd pay him a $10 million bonus if he did. I'd be like, listen, Yuki, we can't encourage you to do it, but if it happens, you get a $10 million bonus. If you take out Lando. I mean, it would secure Max the title. Oh, I think, I tell you what, I could imagine, if Christian Horner was still the team principal at Red Bull, do I think, oh, Leclerc's gone past Lawson. Do I think that Horner would say to Yuki, take him out? Oh, God. Hilbert. Jeez. Hamilton up into P10. So Leclerc, 1.6 seconds behind Norris. Russell, though, from the early pit stop, he has struggled behind Stroll and Lawson. Whereas you look at Norris, he just carved his way through. Leclerc looks like he's gaining on Norris here. And now we're going to get Norris-Tsunoda. This is a situation which could allow Leclerc to catch Norris. If Yuki defends well, Leclerc then comes into play on the back of Lando Norris. This could get fascinating. Let's see what Yuki can do. I mean, just how much can he slow Norris down? Because that's what he wants to do. He wants to really slow Norris down and allow Leclerc to get all over the gearbox of Norris. Yeah, the Wooden's like, come on, Yuki, torpedo move. Everyone's here for it. Let's see something wild. So the team radio to Yuki Tsunoda says, Norris will be within DRS zone within 1 lap. Do what you can. When he's on your gearbox, do all you can. Piastri, though, no one's talking about it. Staying within 2 seconds of Verstappen. And if Piastri can go long enough on the hards, he can come back out on the softs. If he can stop those hards from going off and gets in the window for a soft tyre, it's not over between Piastri and Verstappen. Yuki says, I know what to do. Leave it to me. That's what Yuki says. Oh, it's getting exciting. Yuki's team radio said, I know what to do. Leave it to me. Oh, are they going to be famous last words? Jeez. I know, exactly, Hilbert. You know what that means. 10M bonus. But he just, the way he said it, he went, I know what to do, leave it to me. What is he going to do? If he just takes out the front, just takes the front wing off Lando's car. Sal. Yeah, it's going on. Go Yuki. It's a Lando Norris. Yeah, he's right. It's, oh God, Hilbert. He's right on the gearbox now. Lap 22 of 58. Leclerc with 1.5 seconds behind Norris. So if Yuki can do a good job here, I'm expecting Leclerc to be all over Norris. I mean, Norris is going quick. He's going to be cautious. I mean, the thing is, when Norris gets DRS against Yuki, I don't know how Yuki's going to defend. Okay, so they are informing Tsunoda that Leclerc is only 1.4 seconds behind Norris. He knows what to do. Martin Brundle says, we're bordering on the edge of unsporting behaviour. You'd do the same thing. You would do the same thing, Martin. So this is where it comes into play. Yuki. Oh, Lando is all... Oh, he's on that. He's got a... Wow! Lando Norris made short work of Yuki Tsunoda. That was unexpected. Wow. Took some balls that from Lando. He was almost 4 wheels off track. Verstappen pitting. Yuki did not do a great job of holding him up, unfortunately. But to be fair to Lando, bold, brave move. Verstappen stopped 2.3 seconds. Not the best, but okay. So now we've got Piastri in absolute clean air. What can Piastri do now? Out in front. So let's see what Piastri can do here. 23 laps left. Let's see what Piastri can do on the hard tyre now. Out of the dirt, yeah. Ooh! So Lando Norris did exceed track limits, but Yuki Tsunoda was weaving all over the track, and you're allowed to move to defend once, but you cannot weave. And I think Yuki will get some sort of punishment for that. It's been noted. but Norris did I mean, he had no choice. All 4 wheels off the track. So Hilbert says 19-second gap for Piastri. Could do a pit and come behind Max. I think Piastri might try and stay out long enough to come in for the softs and finish the race on the softs, maybe. Go super long on these hards. I mean, Leclerc 2.5 seconds now behind Norris. I think Norris now, because he's done his pit stop, barring a mistake from Norris, he looks pretty good, you know. So Yuki Tsunoda allowing Leclerc past, no, without any defend whatsoever. Yeah, I think you're right, Sam. I think Piastri is going to make him last. I think he's going to. I wouldn't surprise me if he pushes long enough to go on the softs. How much is Max taking out of Yuki? Out of Oscar per lap at the moment? .4. So Verstappen's probably lapping about 0.4 lap quicker than Piastri at the moment. So they are investigating Norris for gaining an advantage for exceeding track limits. This is one of those situations where if the FIA wanted to get involved, they could force Norris to give up. Well, you can't give the place back, but they could give him a 10-second penalty or a 5-second penalty, which would put Leclerc into P3. If they give Norris a penalty here, then the FIA could affect the outcome of the race by giving Norris a 5-second penalty. I mean, it could happen. If the FIA want to create excitement and get their fingers involved in, you know, manufacturing excitement in this race, they will give him a penalty. I mean, Yuki should get a penalty for the weaving, for sure. Maybe they'll both get a penalty. Maybe that's how they'll justify it. Bring back Michael Massey. I don't know about that. He should never officiate a race ever again. Jeez. After what he did. Allowing those 5 back markers to unlock themselves and not the other. It was weird. Weird decisions. Which meant Lewis didn't win his 8th world title. I mean, that was dodgy. Shocking. But Leclerc's fastest man on track right now. Yeah, Yuki's going to get a penalty, but is Norris going to get a penalty? If he does, that means Leclerc's running P3. It does make it exciting for the neutral, doesn't it? Yeah, Piastri is losing about 0.4 a lap. He's going to have to pit. Those hards are not going to cut it. So Oscar Piastri will be running the mediums to the end, which will be the faster tyre again. Not as fast as the softs, but it's definitely going to be faster than the hards that everyone else is on. Oh, Hilbert, could you imagine if Zach, imagine Zach. I mean, are they going to give Norris a penalty? I mean, it changes everything if they do. I mean, it means Leclerc's P3. The wooden with his contrary brutal view on 2021. Absolutely brutal. So this is interesting. Piastri's tyres look like they're going off at 29 laps. It'll mean that Norris will have to do, God, 12. He'll have to, that means that Norris will, it means Norris is going to have to do about, what, 40 laps on the hard tyre. And Piastri's hard tyre is going off at lap 29. I don't know whether he's going to have to stop again. Oof. So Summer says Paramount won't allow it. Money is moving right now. Yeah. Okay, Russell made short work of Yuki. I mean, George Russell's the same. How many so Yuki gets a 5-second penalty. That's been awarded, but what about Norris? Is he still under investigation? That's what we're all waiting for. What about the Lando Norris decision? No further action. So Lando gets away with it. Yuki gets his 5-second penalty. Lando, no penalty. And he just pops in the fastest lap of the race. I mean, if they did penalise Norris, I don't think the fans would accept it. Well, I think the Oscar fans and the Max fans would accept it, but I think there would be uproar about it. Because even the neutral, as much as we'd like the drama, I don't think Norris would have deserved the penalty for that, for avoiding Yuki's weaving down the main straight. Sema says, poor Yuki. Hilbert, damn, that's sour. Don't mind Yuki penalty, but no Norris penalty. I know. Could have spiced it up. I know it definitely would have spiced it up. Yeah, Norris looking good for a podium, isn't he? So the Wooden says, Bernie Collins reckons Leclerc and Lando to stop. Now that can change things. Because Piastri's definitely on a one-stop. I think Verstappen's going to be on a one-stop. Could Leclerc make those hard tyres last to the end of the race? If they could. If Leclerc can, and Norris is on a two-stop, well, that would mean that it's Piastri, Verstappen, Leclerc and Norris. It comes down to Leclerc. If Leclerc can stretch these hard tyres to the end of the race, Leclerc puts Norris into fourth. I mean, Kimi Antonelli did it in the Mercedes, didn't he? Let's see. Because if Norris does have to come in again, what lap would that be? Around lap 48? So Leclerc on, Norris on 15 laps. So that'll be another 15. So if he goes 30 laps, that'll take him to, 47, 48. So we could see Norris having to come in lap 48. He actually didn't pit, so Norris got a hidden buffer. Well, I don't know, because Piastri only needs one. Piastri can go to the end of the race, I think. Well, he can. He can definitely go to the end of the race on the mediums. Norris may have to pit around lap 48. Jaman says, if Norris, Russell, and Leclerc need second stop, will Tsunoda come back into play? Well, yeah, he would, wouldn't he? He would, because Yuki's going to have to come in and pit. He'll serve his penalty in the pits. So if he still retains track position, yes. He could come back into play. He didn't do a very good job of defending, though, to be fair. But he was on old tyres. Norris is on fresh rubber. I mean, Norris is in DRS zone. Yeah, the wooden Leclerc's done it before. So Yuki's pitting now. What are they putting on? Are they putting on the mediums? Yeah. Mediums to the end for Yuki. And so he did his tyres change, served his 5-second penalty. So yes, Yuki could come back into play should Norris pit again. Esteban Ocon puts a move on Kimi Antonelli. So right now you've got Piastri, P1, Verstappen, Norris, Leclerc, Russell, Stroll, Alonso. Stroll needs to pit though. Bortoletto, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Behrman, Albon, Sainz, Hadjar, Gasly, Colapinto, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Lawson, Antonelli. Oh, is Yuki too far out with the 5 seconds? Ah, maybe Yuki, but Yuki's now on the medium tyre. And maybe Yuki can start putting in some fast lap times. The medium tyre should be 4/10 a lap quicker, in theory. 3 or 4/10. So Piastri will be coming into the pits momentarily. So the Wooden says it'll take an undercut from Russell and Leclerc to make Lando pit. I wonder. Well, Russell pits so early. So what they're telling Norris to push. So Piastri will come out the pits behind Leclerc. But again, Leclerc, it depends whether Leclerc's gonna. I don't think Leclerc can make these hards last. I mean, he's lost a lot of time on Norris. 5 seconds. I think Leclerc's tyres are shot. And what's he done? I mean, he's done 19 laps on these hards. But Piastri's shown you can do 35. Verstappen's put the fastest lap of the race in. I mean, the Piastri going for between 39 and 45 laps on the hard. So yeah, I don't know whether Norris is going to pit again. I think they're. I don't know if they're going to do it. Yeah, Russell's dropped off by what 16 seconds behind Leclerc now. Yeah, so Norris pulling a one stop. I was just looking at that. The window for a hard tyres could be up to 45 laps. So Norris could stay out on the hards. So Norris could, in theory, stay out on these hard tyres all the way to the end. Same with Leclerc. It's just, I think if Leclerc pits, then Norris can pit. If Leclerc doesn't, then Norris won't. Yeah, Juman, you're right. Like Piastri's tyres have gone. I mean, he's only got a gap now of 2.6 seconds to Verstappen. Yeah, lap 40, I'd say I'd say you're right. Unless they wanted to interfere with Max a little bit. Unless they want him to try and hold up Max, slow him down. So Leclerc pits. So now Leclerc could, in theory, undercut Norris. So they could bring Piastri and Norris in, stack them. They are, yeah, that's exactly right. They're gonna box Lando first to cover off Leclerc. So Lando's coming in. It needs to be smooth. Pretty smooth. 2.4 seconds, not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, you're right, the Wooden. The Pirelli tyres, they don't get it right, do they? They've not got it right this year. So Verstappen, short work of Piastri. Looks good for Norris now. It does, obviously looks very good for Norris now. It's a good clean pit start. So Piastri's going to come in and pit now. Piastri's in now. Hilbert is coming in right now. Pretty good stop. 2.2 seconds. Not bad. Not bad for Piastri. Where does he rejoin? So he's out 4 seconds ahead of Lando on the medium tyre. So it looks good for Lando here. 16 laps left. Leclerc has gone past Russell because Leclerc on the fresh boots, on the fresh tyres. Now what we really need to see is, can Leclerc, does he have enough on that medium tyre to catch Norris. So Piastri, they want to see if they can take down Verstappen here. Yeah, Jaman, I think Max is in tyre preservation mode. Is Max really going to go to the end? I mean, he could. It's just Piastri is on the medium tyre, 24 seconds behind Verstappen. It means he's going to have to pull out, what, 2 seconds a lap out of Verstappen? If Verstappen doesn't pit, which he won't. Yeah, I agree, Hilbert. Verstappen just needs to get to the end. 24 seconds. I mean, can Piastri pull out 2 seconds a lap? Leclerc on the mediums is quicker than Norris. The question is, can Leclerc challenge Norris? I mean, Leclerc is quicker. By how much? So Leclerc... I mean, Leclerc was like 8/10 quicker than Norris on the last lap. So within 6 or 7 laps, Leclerc could be within DRS zone of Norris at this rate. And Leclerc's going to want to get a podium if he can get it. He doesn't care who wins the World Drivers' Championship, does he? If there's a podium on the table for Leclerc, he's going to go for it. Yeah, exactly, Hilbert. I think Leclerc is going to go for a podium. Yeah, the Wooden says, what a waste of the World Drivers' Championship. This is like Damon Hill winning a title all over again. I think it was more the Williams car, really. We need a safety car, Semmer says. Well, stranger things have happened. Lance Stroll is still in the race. or maybe we should say Hamilton. He's in P9. He'll go to the end here as well on that medium. So Hamilton up to P9 from P16. Hamilton's actually quietly having a pretty decent race. I mean, he's hunting down Behrman. He's under a second between him. Hilbert says Yuki knows what to do. Safety car still on. We need a red flag for Norris hitting the wall. That would make it spicy, Kyle. I mean, Leclerc is taking out at least half a second a lap out of Norris at the moment. 12 laps remaining. Half a second a lap coming out of the Leclerc Norris gap. So Piastri is taking a second a lap out of Verstappen, but he needs to double that. So Piastri is taking 1.2 seconds a lap out of Verstappen. That's true, the Wooden. In theory, excuse me, in theory, if Leclerc passes Norris, I think Piastri would be told to let Norris and let Leclerc and Norris past him. Yeah. I think that's... Yeah, Tim says Martin Brundle's panicking. I think he is, because Leclerc is taking time. Not as much as he was. I mean, Leclerc is on the medium tyre. You would expect him to be 0.3 a lap quicker than Norris, at least. The woman says, I don't get the Brundle crying. He's always blowing smoke up Piastri's arse. I think Brundle, honestly, I think he'd want Norris to win over Piastri. So if Verstappen pits now, he should come out of the pits just over a second in front of Piastri. Is Verstappen going to pit though? 5-second time penalty for Gasly. Jaman says, why did McLaren put Norris on the hards? They must have felt the mediums would have gone off before the end of that stint. They pitted Norris early to well, you're right, because they put Piastri on the mediums. He's talking about a lap or two. I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. It's a good question. Why put Norris back out on the hards? That is a weird decision. When we think about it, he was in the he could have made the mediums work, and there was a quicker tire. So I don't know why they've done that. Although Leclerc, he's just had the quickest lap of the race. So Verstappen's thinking of something. He's basically saying, is Leclerc catching him? So could we see a situation where Verstappen comes in, puts fresh rubber on, comes out just a second in front of Piastri, and Max then, because he realizes Leclerc needs to catch Norris, where he almost has to do some remarkable driving where he can slow, really bunch up the field behind him. He doesn't have another option, because if he wins the Grand Prix, he loses the World Drivers' Championship. No fresh mediums, the wooden, is that right? Verstappen could come in. He could put on a set of softs the last 10 laps. And try and bunch up the field. I mean, that would be some crazy shit, to be fair. Yeah. I mean, that would be some bonkers stuff. I don't even. I mean, it's movie stuff, isn't it? Get Max out on the softs, the fastest tire, and then start trying to affect the race by bunching up Piastri, Norris, and Leclerc without them overtaking him. I know. Unfortunately, Leclerc just not taking enough time out of Norris. There's no way he's going to catch him. It's going to finish like this. I mean, look, 9 laps to go, 19-second lead over Piastri. Those hards will last. Piastri just isn't taking the time out of Verstappen now at all. I mean, 7/10. 7/10 a lap now. He needs to be taken 3 times that. Yeah, Paramount would love it, Summer. I should write a script. I mean, it'd be the most incredible finish to an F1 season, but yeah, it's an outrageous thought. I think they've missed the window now anyway, because they need to get him out in track position in front of Piastri. Yeah, but there's no way Piastri's pulling out 18.5 seconds. Yeah, there wouldn't, exactly. A technical problem with Norris's car is the only thing now. I think the writing's on the wall. It's going to be congratulations to Lando Norris, I think. Verstappen's done his job, though, hasn't he? And we have to say, Max Verstappen done everything that was asked of him. Do you think that's what it is, Jaman? Do you think Leclerc's just burnt his tyres out? I mean, that Ferrari's not good either, is it? But special mention to Hamilton. We should be watching the habit of Hamilton. He's P8. He's up 6 places. It's outstanding, really. And he's all over the back of Ocon, taking 3. He's only 3/10 behind Ocon. And then he's got Alonso. We could see Hamilton finishing P6 here, which would be driver of the weekend performance. Yes, Emma. Max has done everything. I mean, this is what I said the whole time. I'd always back Max to do his part. Max will always do what he'll win his part of whatever it takes to win the right drivers. It's just it needed a certain set of results behind him. But there is also a safety car. Remember, we could see a safety car. Nico Hülkenberg passing the Williams. Alexander Albon. His 250th Grand Prix for the Hulk. Very cool helmet he's got on. Special helmet for this race. His 250th Grand Prix. Yeah, I mean, Hamilton's 2/10 behind Ocon. I should imagine Hamilton's going to... I think Hamilton can move up at least 1 place here. I mean, we haven't seen much of Hamilton this entire race, obviously. But Hamilton has driven a fantastic race in that Ferrari. So Verstappen pushing the track limits there. That's 2 warnings for Max Verstappen for exceeding track limits. The Wooden says modern day Damon Hill is going to waste another WDC. Well, look, Lando Norris, I think the fact that he has held his nerve, held P3. I mean, I think everyone was right in the chat. I think he's driven for P3 today. I don't think he was driving for the win. He was just driving for the podium, right? P3. Well, Sky Sports F1, you rest easy now. Yeah, Tim. Yeah, and I think they're all. I think they're all delighted that Norris looks like he's got this in the bag. Yeah, I agree. The wood and Max is head and shoulders above the other drivers on the. Well, Max is the best driver on the grid, bar none. Under pressure, he's fantastic. So Piastri is taking time out of Verstappen, but nowhere near enough. 1.6 second lap quicker than Verstappen. He's only got 5 laps. It doesn't matter. He's 16 seconds behind. Leclerc done the fastest lap of the race, but he's still 5.5 seconds behind Norris. I just can't see anything happening here. Lando Norris, short of something remarkable happening in the last 5 laps. You never know. It is F1. Yeah, there would, and I think Piastri, the drop off from Piastri since the break, the summer break in the F1 season has been remarkable. You know, Max Verstappen was 104 points behind Piastri, and now, before the start of this race, he's 4 points ahead of him. Just that stat alone is crazy. Norris looks to be weirdly taking. He's faster than Piastri at the moment, and Norris on the hard tyre. So people are discussing if there's if there's a safety car, does Norris pit? Does Norris pit if there's a safety car? Because that would mean he'd come out in P4. The answer is, I don't think you pit. I don't think you pit. Because that would mean he'd have to get past Leclerc. I think I'd rather be defending. Because Leclerc wouldn't pit. I think you're right, there wouldn't. It's just I just think this, you got to remember, this is Piastri's third season. I think Piastri will be a world champion. I believe it. And I think whatever lessons he's learned from this season will be the harshest lessons. To get so close to a title, throw it away, whether part of that is bad team decisions, part of that is to do with favouring your teammate, whatever. The point is, Piastri will be stronger for it. So Lando Norris is actually taking about 3/10 of the lap out of Piastri. Not that he needs to, just Leclerc's dropped back. Leclerc's got graining problems. He's 9 seconds now behind Norris. So really, Norris should just bring the car home in third. I wouldn't mess around. Piastri, he's not going to catch Verstappen. I think just bring the cars home in the current order. Hey, Critchy, Norris doesn't need to push now. He wins it. If it stays as it is, he wins the World Drivers' Championship. Sits P3. Next 2 laps, 3 laps, that's it. World Driver Champion. Leclerc's 8 seconds behind, nearly 9 seconds behind him. Piastri's 14 seconds behind Verstappen. I think it's just The McLaren boys just keep it steady. Bring her home. Jaman says, does Norris and Piastri come over line just behind Norris for the photo? What? Like WEC? I don't know, maybe. Could you imagine? I mean, they're pretty close. The one says, what pisses me off is someone with the talent of Mansell had to really work for a WDC, and this average driver is going to win one. I mean, that happens though, right? You know, we're going to see it. We might even listen next year. I've got a feeling the Aston Martin car is going to be pretty special. You know, and we'll see. We'll probably see Lance Stroll getting an awful lot of podiums that a lot of you won't think he deserves. I mean, the car flatters you sometimes, right? But you're right, Nigel Mansell, when you look at what he had to do to win his titles and how close he was, you know, a couple of how many seasons he finished second? I don't know, a lot. Where Jermaine says with Leclerc graining tyres, the hards was a good call. Just 2 laps now. Norris seems to be easing his pace. So Piastri does have a back marker to deal with here. Hilbert says, yeah, Mark Webber will be flaming. Yeah, Mark Webber will be... I mean, it must bring back ghosts for him. All in, so I switched off. All right, Tim. See you soon, buddy. The one says multi-21 set, multi-21. I mean, there's 2 laps. Could something happen? Seb. Max obviously is allowed past Lawson there without any problem. Go past the back marker. Last lap. Here we go. Oh. Well, Max did his job, right? He couldn't do any more. And Piastri's done his job. I mean, I agree, Elijah. Listen, congratulations to Lando. He finished. He didn't need his teammate to give up a spot. I appreciate that. Yeah, all in says the maths. Something happening to Lando is less than 1%. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nothing can happen now. Yeah, famous last words. Engine blows up. But no, I think Lando has won it himself. He's finished P3. Didn't require any help from Piastri. I think that's a good way to win the championship. Credit to Lando. He's not relied on a handout during this race. Verstappen did everything right. He wins the Grand Prix. Red Bull did everything right. And credit to Verstappen, that's why he's the best driver in the world. And there you go. Max has won it. Congratulations, Max Verstappen. Piastri coming around to take second. Lando Norris, congratulations. You are the 2025 World Driver Champion. It is, look, this is what I think. The fact that Norris didn't need Piastri to give him any help or give him any places, you can say that Lando Norris won it today under his own steam. Credit to him. Yes, did the team fail Piastri at times? Of course they did. Was there bias towards Norris at times? I think you could argue that case as well. But today, Lando Norris didn't require Piastri to give him any places. So you could say Lando Norris has gone out and won it today. But Max Verstappen, what can you say about him? I mean, done everything he could. Everything he could. Every opportunity that was given to him, he completed it, right? Poles, wins. That's why he's the greatest driver on the grid. And All In says, after the dominance, not being second in the championship is quite bad for Piastri. That's true. I'm not sure it's all Piastri's fault. You know, I think there's an argument to be made. The one thing I do know about Piastri is that Piastri will win a World Drivers' Championship. And I mean, obviously, Kyle, the incident at Monza. Yeah, the incident in Monza. Yeah, you know. But that wasn't Piastri doing it. He had to. Team orders. You know. I think Piastri got shafted a number of times. Ha! McLaren disqualification coming up. Could you imagine? That's true. That's the only thing left. How's their plank wear? Yeah, how's the plank wear on Norris's car? I didn't see a lot of sparks coming off it, to be honest. But... And then Max with Barcelona when he hit Russell off his rage. Not enough sparks for DQ. Yeah, I think, Carl, yeah, I didn't see a lot of sparks coming out from under Lando's car. It is what it is. It is what it is. Lando is your World Drivers' Champion. Max, still the greatest driver on the grid. And I think he proves it again today. Piastri, I think, will definitely... no, Piastri will be a World Drivers' Champion in the future. Will it be with McLaren? Will he move on to pastures new for 27? There's so much drama. There's so much drama to come in 2026. It's going to be a great season. But don't worry, we're still going to be doing content every day. There's going to be so much news between now and 26, from testing, technical people moving from teams. So, you know, there's a lot still to come. So your Formula One coverage is not over. It's not over. And yeah, we've got testing happening actually this week, next week. So still lots of action to come, and race reaction. We'll be doing a full race reaction tomorrow, where we'll analyze the race, congratulate Lando, talk about who got driver of the weekend, who got dipstick of the weekend, and then of course we'll be doing a season review, we'll be doing a rookie review, loads of content to come next week. So don't worry, we'll still be live every night, 7:30, Monday to Friday, for your live daily news plus breaking news. Yeah, Zach, I'm not a big fan of Zach Brown, not gonna lie. Not a big fan of Zach Brown. And Kyle's right. McLaren's collapse at the end of the season, letting Max gain 100 points, should be the headline. I mean, it's such a crazy comeback. One of the greatest comebacks in Formula One history. It just didn't end in that World Driver title for Max this time. But what a comeback from Red Bull. What a comeback from Max Verstappen. And yeah, Lando Norris really holds on by the skin of his teeth. He's is he a deserving winner? Well, take your choice. I think today we can say he won the championship. He finished third. Didn't require anyone to give him any places today. He's done what was asked of him today. So, congratulations, Lando Norris. Oscar Piastri giving Lando a big cuddle. Oscar doesn't look too pissed off. Yeah, I know. Go Lando. Even turn one bottle couldn't stop his win. So Critchy, Lando Norris is the champion. Is the World Drivers' Champion. Max 69 now. Well, yeah. Is he going to get that number or not? I don't know. All In says, I congratulate Lando as well. My issue is the papaya rules work towards Lando, and I agree with this. Towards Lando and against Piastri. Next time Piastri listen. Papaya rules, he won't listen. Piastri will have learned a lot from playing the game this season. Will he play it the same way next season? I doubt it. Are we going to see a better Piastri in 26? I think we will. I think Piastri is going to come back better, fitter, stronger than ever in 26. Will Lando? Possibly. 26 is going to be a season, let me tell you. It is going to be a season. But listen, guys, thank you so much for joining me for the watch-alongs. Don't worry, we're back tomorrow with all of the news. We will be discussing this race. We'll be discussing drive of the weekend, dipstick of the weekend. We'll also do a season review show this week, and we'll be doing a rookie of the year show this year, next week as well. Loads of content still to come. Don't go anywhere. Keep it F1 Grandstand. Thanks so much for the watch-alongs. I will see you all tomorrow. And don't forget, there might even be some breaking news tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a Lewis Hamilton retirement. Who freaking knows? Always news every day. I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks again so much for supporting the channel. See you on the next one. Ta-ta.